Okay, as Arnold would say, I'm back. Oh, listen, I have meant to come back and talk earlier. I have had a couple of emails from people saying, let me name their names, Cynthia Smith and Jean Dexter. Where are you? Is that what something happened to you? Yes, so a lot of things have been happening to them. Part of it is just called life and living, but I, I have tried at least for a month to do this, and something always comes up. You know it does. And you can criticize me and say, well, you're just not putting your priorities right, and you'd be right about that. But I'll get there in the morning and I'll think, okay, today I'm going to do it. And I try to do it when nobody's home, and now I've given up on that. I'm just going to do it. If somebody comes in and interrupts, that's just the way it's going to be. But there's always something. I have to, all the email you have to answer, all the things that you have to do during the day. And let me recap on my health. As you know, I almost died when I was 80 years old. And I went on a whole food plant-based diet, and it was a miraculous discovery. I feel like my life is a soap opera because I just have one or two or three of these in a row. And then after about 8 years, I'm feeling great and doing things. I mean, really, just wonderful life. I had atrial fluttering. Well, it just debilitated me something fierce, and that all the doctors and other people that had it say, "Oh, it's nothing. I hardly notice I have it." Well, I couldn't do anything. I was back to being the cardiac cripple again. And so they said, all right. And they tried shocking it. I did that a couple times. That didn't work. So finally, they did a ablation, I believe it's called. And that sort of helped. But they put you on so many meds. Oh my goodness, they put you on. I was feeling worse from the meds. They also put a pacemaker in. And I had been through the ablation. It was successful. I didn't have any. The pacemaker would tell them, who would tell me, that I wasn't having any more episodes of atrial fluttering. So I thought, well, that's good, but how come I don't feel good? So I'm thinking it's the meds. Well, I went off all my meds once, like a fool. Don't ever do it. And that's what gave me the atrial flutter, or at least it followed right after I quit all my meds. And I did feel good for a very short period of time before I had the atrial flutter. So now I'm not feeling good. I don't have any energy. I'm feeling bad, and I think it's my. And so I sort of set back a little one, and I cut back on another one a little bit. Still don't feel any better. So about 6 months ago, maybe more, they called me in and they said, Al, we want to check your pacemaker. Okay. So what do I know? So I go in there and they say, well, your pacemaker's set so that it can't go any lower than 60. Would you like it to go lower? And I'm thinking, sure, why not? So the tech is right there while you're doing it. The nurse, of course, is there, but the tech is there, and then she also gets the cardiologist on the phone, and he says, "Any reason we can't put Al's down to down to 50?" And so he says, "Well, is he dragging? Does he have enough energy?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I got enough." I didn't feel good, but I thought I had enough energy, and so they said, okay, we're going to adjust it back to 50. And I would tell them the problem I was having is my heart was racing. It wasn't atrial flutter, but I'd get up in the middle of the night to urinate and get back to bed, and my heart would be 110. Thanks to Apple Watch, you know this. And it's only 2 steps. I mean, come on. And so they said, well, that's not right. And they said, okay, we'll do this. So they talked to the tech, and he says, oh, yeah, you do this and do that. All right. So they said, all right, we think we fixed that. So go go home and we'll call you in 3 weeks. Not, they don't, but that's all right. I kept track of it and it was amazing. I was having trouble sleeping. My heart was racing if I did any exercise at all, which of course meant I couldn't do any exercise. And it was fantastic. I could go out and we just moved. We bought a new house, different, new to us house. It's 17 years old, and it's in a nice. It's over 55, and a lot of walking trails. I love the walking trails. They plant roses in the walking trails, and then they clip them, and they keep the walking trails pretty as well as they do your front lawn, which to me is worth the price of admission. I hate yard work. So I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. I could barely walk. So all of a sudden, after a while, I got to be walking a mile and a half every day with my wife, and then we'd walk in the afternoon. We'd walk maybe a mile, 3/4 of a mile in the afternoon. The dog, because we have a dog, you have to walk a dog. So it, I didn't know whether to be pissed or happy. I'm mostly be happy because it doesn't do any good to be pissed. But here's the rub. I hadn't been doing any exercise for almost 2 years, since the beginning of the atrial flutter, maybe 3. Well, they always say old people get weaker and they can't do what they can't to do. Yes, that's true, because if you don't do anything, your body deteriorates. You decondition your body. And I had just deconditioned the heck out of it. I was just weak as a puppy. So in all this, I'm trying to do this video with you guys. So I said, all right, I'm going to go on a program. And every morning I'd get up and walk with my wife and my dog, and then walk in the afternoon. And I figured, if I have the willpower to go on this diet and stay on it for 8 years, I can certainly do this. And then I heard about a program that they have at the clubhouse down here for old people, exercises. And you can either do it standing, and it's just range of motion basically, and stretching exercises. And I thought, well, I can do that. So I'll power through this. Well, I got there in first 15 minutes of doing it, I was so beat. I thought, oh, I can't really do this that easy. So I thought, all right, they have it Tuesdays and Thursdays every morning, 9 o'clock. I'll go every morning and do it. Fine, except then I fell off a step ladder. This, as I said, my life is a soap opera. I was on the second step of the ladder. I was putting a hook in the laundry room, and I thought I was on the first. So I stepped down one foot and got off the stepladder. Oh, I was just air there. So I went clunk, and I fell against the counter on my kidney. So I thought, oh, that hurt, but I didn't pay much attention to it. 2 days later, I couldn't move. I was totally crippled. So I go see the doctor, and I'd forgotten that I'd fallen out, because I fall a lot. I'd forgotten that I'd fallen. So I go to the doctor, and she said, are you sure you didn't fall? Oh, yeah, I did. And I mentioned it. She said, so she goes through this range of motion. Can you do this? Can you do that? She says, yes. And she's just the sweetest gal. She's from India. And she then sat me down and said, here's everything that happened to you. Well, here's the problem. She is from India. She's got a very heavy accent. She also has a bit of a speech impediment. And also, to make matters better, I'm hard of hearing. And so I'm way overdue to have a new hearing aid. So I can't distinguish. Well, this is a marriage made in heaven. And we love each other. She hugs me when she comes in, because I don't come in very often. I'm probably her only 88-year-old that doesn't come in very often. So anyway, she explained it all to me. I understood none of it, but I did understand. Don't do anything for about 2 weeks, which I'm really good about not doing things. So I didn't do anything for 2 weeks. Well, that just made me decondition more. I totally did not go to the 2 classes that I missed in those 2 weeks, 4 classes. And every morning I used to do, and I'm back doing it now. I used to do stretching exercises, about 10 minutes of stretching exercise in the morning before I get out of bed, or I get out of bed, but before I get dressed, take a shower, and all that. So I'm just on the cusp coming back. And I thought, okay, now I'm going to make a video. I've got to make a video today. Every day I say it, and every day something, and literally they are important. Something important comes up. I've got to meet somebody. We're putting a backyard in. I meet a guy. He's going to put in artificial turf for me. That was fun. I've got to do this. I got to meet a guy, do this, do that. And so there's always something. So I think, well, and I'm afraid to do it because I don't want to bother Dottie, and I don't want her barging in. And I hope she doesn't. But and I actually gave up going for my evening walk because I wanted to do this. It's this important to me. So it is important. And as I say, I got a letter from Cynthia Smith. Haven't seen you, a video clip from you, so I thought I'd check to make sure you're okay. I hope you're busy socializing. Well, that's the other thing. I do want to incorporate myself in this community so I can spread the good word about how wonderful. And these people need it. They are, everybody, us old people, believes you have to exercise. If they would spend 25% of the energy they spend exercising, the dedication is probably a better word, they would know not to eat all the bad stuff that they eat. So Cynthia Smith emailed me a couple of times. Jean Dexter emailed me, and she wanted to know, let's see, um, uh, I am not finding any of your videos. Have you stopped them? Sort of, I have. Are you not? Are you off climbing Mount Effort? Bless her heart, or lost in the desert? I hope you're okay. My best information. That's really sweet, Jane. Um, I do that because people tell me that, and I needed all the help I could get when I started off doing this, and I'm trying to pay it back, but it's hard, and I'm doing my best, guys. Um, let's see, anything else I wanted to say? I'm here. I'm going to try to be more disciplined and do this more often. Um, let's see what. Oh, yes, and my friend Donna, who I know, and she says, she says, she says, Al, where did you get that phone? Let's see if I can point. Yes, that phone right there. She says, yeah. See, I said, listen, it's an old antique phone for an old antique. It still works. You can't dial out, but it still works, and it's good enough for me. I don't get that many phone calls. So uh, I just want you to know, if you stick to this diet, I have to tell you, I am improving. I'm even at 88. I'm conditioning myself again. Um, when we first moved here, I couldn't walk at all. I've been here since October. This is June, and I couldn't walk for the first October, November, first 3 months at all. I mean, I don't know if it was a problem with my atrial flutter. I don't know if it was the pacemaker, but I literally couldn't walk down to the mailbox, which is about 4 houses down. And now, no problem at all, except when I hurt my back. So I'm anticipating getting back to going 1.5 miles in the morning and at least a mile, 3/4 of a mile in the afternoon. Although we're coming flat on to hot weather here in California. And I did get, this is really interesting. I got a letter from a fella, I don't know where, but he said he wanted to shake my hand, and he has a name with a lot of Z's in it, and I'm not going to attempt to butcher it, But he's going to come to Sacramento, and he asked me where I wanted to meet him. I thought that was really nice. Um, this works every time it's tried. And I find myself in an area now where the people really, really need it. There's a 92-year-old fella. He's got a walker, and he walks up and down in front of my house every morning. And, I asked him how long he's been doing it. He says, well, I used to walk farther. But people think that exercise is going to do it. It does. If you exercise, don't smoke, and eat healthy, it does do it. So I hope you guys appreciate this. I apologize, but I told you I was going to do that. I'm trying to incorporate myself into the community here. I bought this house to die in, and so I want to do that, and I want to enjoy every minute that I have left of life. And I am, as it says somewhere here, oh yeah, 88, and I'm feeling great. I don't have any aches and pains. My back hurt for a heck of 2 weeks, but I basically don't have aches and pains. I'm still, if I sit too long, I get stiff, but come on, that's all right. So until I talk to you again, I I want to wish you all well and keep those cards and letters coming. Talk to you later. Bye.